Hey guys, 828 Fine Adventure. Recently I opened the hood of one of the vehicles we have and the battery terminals were all corroded. I had just cleaned them maybe 6 months ago, but they had corroded up again and they had started to eat the paint off the battery brackets and different parts of the car. So I got a spray that you can get to clean those. You just spray it on there and then it breaks apart the corrosion, and then you can use a old toothbrush or a vacuum and vacuum it up. You want to make sure you do that. You don't want any of it getting anywhere else in the engine bay because it will corrode the paint. Then I treat it with the spray stuff, this red stuff. Like, I don't know, you might have seen it before, seen it at the auto parts store. But anyways, I'm just going to show you what I do real quick. You know, just watch this. It'll keep your battery in good shape, and you know, it'll keep the wires from rotting, because if you let that corrosion go too long, it will eat right through the wire and your car won't start. So let's watch this. Let's get going. So the first thing I do is get out my handy battery cleaner. I go ahead and spray all the corrosion with that, all the white, fuzzy, foamy stuff that's all around there that causes rust. And I spray that all over it. I let it sit for a minute. Then I come back with a toothbrush, an old toothbrush that you have laying around or whatever, or some sort of little brush. And I go ahead and I break all that loose, and you'll have all this crumbs from the corrosion, and you need to get those up because you don't want those to get down in where the frame is or down in the battery box or anywhere else where they could cause corrosion. So then I get a vacuum and I clean it up. Now you can try to use a little brush and dustpan, but it really doesn't fit. A vacuum with a extension on it, like a little pointy extension, works the best. And you want to get all that up and then clean out your vacuum because you don't want that stuff sitting in there. Now, I recommend wearing safety goggles, gloves, a mask, just some rubber, surgical type gloves will do, just to be safe. This corrosion is from battery acid, so you want to be careful. So the next step is I get my battery terminal protector spray. It's a red spray. And I spray those terminals that are now clean. It goes on red and is kind of wet. But you want to spray that on there, and anywhere where that corrosion rusted things, you want to spray those too. And then that's basically it. And it keeps that corrosion from building up. As you can see here, I have sprayed this one and cleaned it, and then sprayed the red protectant on it that keeps it from getting that corrosion and that where the battery acid makes everything corrode and rust up. You can see here, this is what that corrosion does. It eats the paint away and makes it rust. So I've sprayed those as well. And then under here, you can see here, I've cleaned that one up and sprayed it with the red stuff to keep it clean. While I'm under here, I'm also going to check for any rodent damage. There shouldn't be any. Make sure nothing's been chewed on and whatnot around here. Just want to make sure there's been no rodent damage while I'm here. Everything looks good. Good and clean. You can see here, there's a little bit of rust here. You can see the rust back in here. This is where the corrosion was that I cleaned off, and it just ate the paint away and started rusting. Can you see that? Yeah, right there. Check it out. You can see the corrosion that started right there. I mean, now this protectant, it's kind of wet, the red stuff. After you clean off all the corrosion with the cleaner I showed you. Let's look at that one. You can see that. But you want to make sure and get that corrosion off because it'll eat through the wires as well. Eat through the paint and make it rust. It'll also run down to the frame of your vehicle down there, and it could eat that paint away and start rusting too. I mean, this stuff is like, go through anything. Now while I'm here, I'm going to check for any rodent damage in this one as well. Check the wires, make sure there's no rodent damage. If you see any, let me know. This is where the rodents made a nest last time, down in here, but they didn't get to those wires. They just made a big furry nest. Got rid of them with an electronic rodent deterrent and and some mint oil. And check back here. These things right here. That's what I use. Grandpa Gus's mint bags. Supposedly the rats hate them, and the mice and the chipmunks and whatnot. So that was good. Pretty clean engine for a 2016. Well guys, I hope you liked that video on me showing you how to take care of your battery and keep that corrosion off. You know, I've cleaned up all these batteries on all 3 vehicles. They all had corrosion. That corrosion it'll eat the paint off anything in the engine bay. So then you have to coat it after you clean it off. And I use a vacuum to get all that corrosion up because I don't want any of that stuff going down into the engine bay. Then you coat it with that spray red stuff. I'll put links under the video in the description so you can buy it. And you know, I hope you liked it. Please subscribe, hit the thumbs up button, and I will see you next time. See ya.